Ladies and gentlemen, we are in trouble. Okay? I have to restart this video. I hope I hit all the points, but I do want to tell you something. Alright, when I started this channel, keep in mind I knew nothing about targeted individual and gang stalking, okay? I was just looking for information regarding what was happening to me because I thought somebody put witchcraft on me. Okay, somebody put the roots on me. And I happened to stumble upon target individual videos. And then I learned about gang stalking. Now, when I first started reading about it, I thought maybe the same people that are hacked into my devices were putting that information out there because they, for me to click on, clickbait, and then basically for me to be afraid. So I didn't dismiss it. I kept listening. But what pulled me into the subject is that it was happening to people in China and in other countries, in Spanish countries, in Europe. And I was like, wait, maybe I should listen. Maybe this is true. Okay? Now, when I started the channel, there were some subscribers telling me what the government is doing to them. That is the federal government and the local government. And there's a group of people. And who wants to believe that? Especially somebody that's never experienced this before, which was me at that time. So I wasn't completely dismissing these arguments. I just didn't want it to sit in my subconscious, and then I become extremely paranoid and more afraid. All right? So there's a reason why I'm telling you this. This is the reason. There is a reason why I'm starting it like this, okay? So now I'm driving. I'm like, there are a lot of jobs out there, and nobody wants to work. Is there a possibility that they're being programmed to not want to work? Then I look at the fact that the government gave us all that money during the pandemic, and now the value of the dollar is dropping. Maybe that's why they gave us all that money, right? But hey, let me move a little further and not away from the subject. I got a letter today from my current employer. And basically, whatever they're doing with I don't know anything too much about investment banking, right? However, I look at the stocks and what this and that and the other, just a little bit to get an understanding, but I can't tell you that I'm even close to knowing exactly what I'm looking at. I have like a superficial understanding. So now, I know that the name Vanguard was not on my 401k in the past. So today I got a letter saying that there's going to be a switch and I need to do nothing. And when I saw the name Vanguard, so everything that I've been learning this whole for the past 2 weeks, in the video I just listened to earlier, I'm like, no, that's way too much information. That's something that I can't even, so much information that I cannot ignore it anymore. All right. Now there are jobs out there. People really don't have money, but they don't want to work. Are they being programmed to not want to go into work? Except for, for example, like retail. And retail is dying. These companies have no employees. When before they needed like maybe 40 employees, now they got at least, if anything, 10, and they keep rotating, but they stay open. But we know that everything is linked to these big corporations, right? Not a bunch of corporations. To one or two. Everything is linked to that. Hold up, I got more for you, all right? Now, I was listening to Ralph Smart earlier, and he was talking about how everything is going digital. I made a video like that yesterday, but I'm not going to put it out because I'm talking about it here. So now, when I worked for Amazon like a year ago, for the holidays. And I thought when I was there, I'm like, this is not the worst company. They offer you, in health insurance the very day that they hire you, the same day. And the perks are not so bad. I mean, there's been worse companies, so I don't think that's the worst company to work for. However, what they expect for you in terms of, as labor is not human. Right? It's not humane. So what I've always said since then, I've been saying that they want an excuse. They want to have this as an excuse for later, to when they give these jobs to the robots, right? Complete when they go 100%, when the jobs go 100% just being offered, just given to the robots, right? They want to say, well, human beings could not deal with the volume of work of the whatever the physical part of it, so we had to hire we had to employ these robots because the volume is too high and human beings can't do it. So so we're gonna, if we do work for these companies, our bosses, our supervisors, gonna be robots. And robots don't understand humans. They don't understand that your child is sick. They don't understand that you're not feeling well. They don't understand that you have backache. Right? They're going to tell you how to work out, how to work the muscles so that you can continue working, because robots don't have feelings. All right, I'm not done there, right? So now you go into these whatever stores and everything is digital. Everything is digital. The value of the dollar is dropping. They're going to force you. Everything is going to be by force. People, start paying attention and start getting prepared for this fight, because you think we're fighting a spiritual war right now. You have no idea what's coming. All right, and I'm still stuck on that vaccine was a setup for something, okay, for something. But I do feel that electronically they are altering people's free will. So okay, I'm agreeing with you guys, okay? They are altering people's free will. But that is not the best thing that I'm going to say in this video. This is the best thing. Do you know that people can tell a lot about you, and maybe everything, if they're good enough, everything about you by just reading your natal chart? Who you are, what you are, if you're going to give them resistance, what you're capable of doing, what you wouldn't do, what you would conform to, or what you won't conform to, or if you are a nonconformist. Okay? And I also was listening to a little bit about the Illuminati and how they were started and how they plant people in different companies, organizations, governments, so on, so that they can manipulate the situation. Yes, people, I've been paying attention. Who wants to think about all this, right? But no matter in what direction this world is going, we have to be prepared. We have to fight. Even if it kills us, we have to fight, right? We can't just give up and be like, oh, let them win because there's too many of them. We don't even know how many of us there is, right? So now, again, there's a lot. They could tell a lot from you, about you, from your natal chart. I learned that a few years back, but now I know more. So could we have been targeted individuals from the day we were born? Yes. Listen, I don't know if I was a target individual when I entered this country, or when I was young and I entered this country for the first time, or the day I was born. Somebody at home right now is thinking the day you were born. My social security, and you guys were trying to tell me this for years, and I wasn't ignoring it. I just didn't want to think about it or talk about it because I didn't want to spread fear. And I'm still not trying to do that. But yeah, you could be followed all over the world by these companies and corporations, by your social security, especially now more than ever. See, people thought that the internet is not just a bad thing, but people can use a good thing for bad, right? And that's what they're doing with the internet, right? So now when we go to the stores, we can't even get no help from a human being, no customer service from a human being, only to check us out behind the counter. We can't get any help when we're looking for something, right? And they saying it's because people don't want to work. It's because they don't want people to work. They want retail to die out, because they want to force you to shop online. Just like I heard maybe last year sometimes. They want to know what you're buying, how much you're paying for it, where you getting money for. All the companies that I've worked for in the past 3-4 years, they all use. I can find my W-2 in one spot for all those companies. ADP. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. You, wherever you go, you are connected. They are connected to you, is what I'm trying to say. You can't say I was making $50,000 a year in my old job if you weren't, because they're gonna find out that you weren't. And one thing I learned in this town about retail, because I worked in retail for the first time when I came here. What I learned about retail is that a manager, let's say for like a company like Macy's, right? She could have been the manager or supervisor at AutoZone. So wherever you go and apply, and you're like, but I'm qualified for the job, and they don't call you, is because, let's say you had a falling out with that ex-manager. Or if they do hire you, but they target you there too, because they have a connection to these people. So we are in deep shit, people, but I'm still not afraid. There are other things that are going to happen. We're going to have to learn. We have to be on survival mode. We have to learn new ways, because we cannot depend on these companies. We cannot depend on our government, right? They're all being bought. And the rules and regulations, the way the country is going, they want to force us to need them. We're going to become beggars. You can't afford to rent an apartment no matter how much you make. And then if you sell your house, because they're offering you 3 or 4 times the value of your house or what you paid for your house, you're going to have to pay an arm and a leg to get another house. Oh, these real estate companies are buying it. But I bet you all these real estate companies are linked to one big corporation. We're going to become beggars. So we have to find other ways to survive. Like somebody said, learn to grow your own food. You know, learn to not depend on eating meat in certain things. Learn different ways. You know, you guys may think, well, I'm old, so that doesn't apply to me, because by the time it happened, I might not be here anymore. But you have children and grandchildren, and you may still be here. Are they listening to my phone calls? Quite possible. Are they listening to your phone calls? Quite possible. Are they monitoring every move you make? Yes. All they need is your Social Security, and they need your to know your natal chart. They see the main reason why you are a targeted individual is because they know that you are a nonconformist. That's why you're a targeted individual. You have a mind of your own. You would put a plan together. You would put a troop together. You would find ways to make a situation that's bad better. You would find solutions. You're a problem solver. That's why you're a targeted individual. They don't have to do this to the others, because the other ones just conform to anything. Everybody's doing it, so they want to do it too. This is why they would send those demons after you. Because they can look at your natal chart and know a lot about you. We got a spiritual soldier right here. We got a warrior right here. We have somebody we have to worry about. This person is going to give you problems. They're like, remember, manipulators, they want things easy. They don't want to fight back. Right? So they want to break you down so where you're weak and you conform. Because remember, we're talking about narcissist people. We're talking people that can't connect with other humans. Right? They can't connect with other humans. So they think if they break you down, you're going to become who they want you to become. And they also know that no matter what they do to you mentally, right, or spiritually, how they try to alter your free will and everything that you think, and they know that you're going to find a way around it. You're going to come out of it. They know this because if you know how the universe works and know how to work with the energies of the world, if you know that, which they know, that's why they are on the top of the pyramid. They know how to do it. That is why They knew how to come at me. They knew how to hurt me. They knew how to send people. That's why it seemed like the whole world is narcissistic. That is what it seems like. Listen, there was a time where you had a best friend and you had loyal friends. All of a sudden, nobody is loyal. Everybody's narcissistic. That's bullshit. They're altering people's minds. And I know I'm gonna get comments like, we've been trying to tell you this for years. I already knew that, okay? I just didn't want to be what we fed. Especially me, I need to be able to bring you shit from once I got, enough facts. Once I got enough information. I'm not just gonna repeat something I heard somebody else said because I think they're really smart. I'm not gonna do that. Once I research it, and once I hear enough, I'm like, look at the direction that the world is going, bro. I remember the movie Minority Report, and I think it was with Tom Cruise. I'm not sure, okay? I think it was with Tom Cruise, either him or Sylvester Stallone. I don't remember. I'm thinking about Judge Dredd. I don't know. But this movie was about how people used to get arrested. I mean, just give you the point I'm trying to make. People used to get arrested for thinking of committing a crime. So that means they were reading people's minds. So that was like a science fiction that became real. That's what they're doing. They are reading people's mind. They're trying to control you. And the long story short, point of this video is the reason why you're receiving all that pushback and all that, all those obstacles in your way, and they're trying to mess with you, is because they know that you're going to give them resistance. And they don't want that. They're trying to break you down. Maybe make some people commit suicide. They know that they cannot, that you are too powerful for them to defeat that easy. They can tell. If they knew all this life, how to remain the elite. And I'm talking about the Illuminati. See, I believe that the Illuminati were the ones who put it out there for you guys to for people to be afraid of them. I think the Illuminati were the ones who created all the craziness about them so that people would be afraid of them. Because they don't want you to know or join them. They want to be the only one, the 1%. The only ones making money. The other ones being wealthy. The only ones with that knowledge. In the movie The Secret, revealed things to people. And people were like, is it possible? Is it true? Can we do this? It took us a couple years to catch on to it, but now people are learning that their own power, that they can use their minds, and we're no longer just programmed by society. That old programming we had from kindergarten that was gonna keep us enslaved, slaves to the elite forever. That old programming I'm talking about. Maybe I will put the other video out because it had a little bit of information there. But listen, I want to tell you guys that it's all making sense now. It's all coming back to me now. Everything that you guys told me from day one, everything that I'm seeing, the way the world is going. And please, let's not forget what I said earlier. All that money that they were giving people, and they were like, oh, the government is giving us money. That's a lot of money. Back then, when I was receiving that money, I'm like, yo, what do they have up their sleeves? But listen, we are gonna go digital. Everything's gonna be digital. They're pushing us. They're forcing us to shop online because we can't find anything on the shelves, right? They're talking about the fucking food is stuck in the sea. Like, come on, for how long? Whatever. It's no good anymore anyway. So that's what they're saying, right? Because they're trying to make it seem like, oh, the pandemic started this and that. They created the pandemic just to have an excuse to shut everything down, and they do their own reset. So when they and now they're, they lifted the mask and all the restrictions, and now they're like, oh, people found other ways to live, and they don't want to go back to work. Bullshit. They created all this shit for a reason. All this shit for a reason, for what they were gonna do, next. So now I'm not really laughing. I'm probably laughing because I'm like, yo, it's all coming to me now. So we're gonna go digital. So then they created this vaccine that they force people to take, and once we go digital, meaning that the value, we can't use dollars, we can't use money, right? So we're gonna have to use their own way of new way of credit, whatever it is, right? And hey, on that note, for those of you who owe credit card bills, if you can pay them, find a way to pay them, because you don't want to be in the negative, if you know what I mean. You don't want to be owing credit card, because now your credit is going to be in the negative, and your credit is how you're going to be able to earn it in the future. That's all I'm saying about that. You understand? So now they create this vaccine. So in the future, if you don't comply, right? If you don't comply and take the vaccine, you're not going to be able to, you're going to be restricted, or certain things that you can and cannot do. You're going to be under restriction. You can't go here, you can't go there, you can't buy this, you can't buy that, you can't put this, you can't enter here, and you can't enter there. Wow, these demons have been doing this thing to us all our lives. Since the beginning of time, since the beginning of money, credit, banks, corporations. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I want to close this by saying there is a possibility that through our Social Security, they have been following since the day we were born, because they can tell a lot about you by your natal chart, exactly what type of person you are and what you're capable of doing. Even if you grew up in a because sometimes nurture matters, right? The environment you grow up in. But by the time you get to a certain age, they know what type of individuals, they're what type of individual they're dealing with, and they will unleash their demons on you. Is what I'm trying to say here. I'm having a problem here. But yeah, listen, like the video, and I guess I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care of yourself, learn something new, and have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye bye.